So you need a job to get some work experience, practice your leadership skills, or just to make money. You may also need a job as a stepping stone to your career as a self-employed person or as an entrepreneur. Whatever case may be for you, in this video I'm sharing with you my favorite tips for you to land your dream job. Are you ready? Okay, tip number 1 is research. I know, it's a bit tedious, but you have to do it. This is like an essential part of the process. It's like the bedrock of whatever you're going to be actually doing later on. You need to be researching the type of companies you want to work for, the type of businesses that share the same value as you, and the type of businesses you love their culture, you love how they do things, you love their products, you love their services. So it's actually time that you would be spending on the internet researching the type of companies that operate in the area you want to work in and in the geographic area also you want to work in. So you need to spend some time online researching the type of companies that you want to work for and the type of companies that sort of share the same values as yours, and you love their culture, you love their products, you love their services, you love how they do things, and you are feeling driven by what they do overall. You share also the same visions as theirs. They also need to be companies in the same geographic area that you want to work in, and obviously the same field that you want to work in. So this is actually work. You need to sit down, get on the computer, make it like a job for you to do this type of research. And I highly suggest you, whenever you do research, have an Excel sheet open and enter the information as you go along. I can actually share with you one of my templates. I'll put down the link down below. Just make sure to write down the name of the company, their email addresses, the contact details, what their activity is, what observations you have about them when you go on their websites or on the social media handles, what you love about them, what you don't love about them, what sort of suggestions you may have for them. Have everything like on a structure, sort of a template, so it's easy for you to do the follow-up later on. Tip number 2 is to identify the value that you want to bring to this company. So say for example, you found an awesome company that's just around the block from your house and they work in the specific area that you want to work in, and you think that this is awesome, I want to get a job in this company. But you need to know exactly what is it that you're bringing into the table. What is it that you're offering to this company? And the same thing applies even if you don't have much work experience. What is it that you have that you can bring into the table? And this is really important. You need to know what your unique selling proposition is before you go out there and start to like beg people to give you a job. What is it that you're gonna help them with? Number 3 is to write an outstanding application. I mean, I say outstanding because I am the employer myself and I get really lousy applications. I know people didn't spend much time, like writing and thinking about their application, and I feel it's a waste of time for me as well. Like I just don't like it. I just hate it. So I want you guys, if you want to get your dream job, you need to make it like your job. Sit down and work on your application as if it was like an exam. So first of all, work on your CV or resume. Make sure it's perfect. You need to talk about the experiences you've had and describe them, and like there's so many templates on the internet. You can find a good template, try to do pretty much the same thing and review it many times. I had to do at least redo my CV not a long time ago, and I was amazed how long it took me to like redo it because I wasn't ready the first day. It took me actually a few days to make sure that it was appropriate to send. And one thing to remember is that your CV and your application, it's like your marketing material. Say for example, you have a company. Are you gonna just send random flyers to anybody? No, you want to make sure it's the right content that your clients want to see. And it's exactly the same thing with CVs and letters of motivation. You need to customize them dependent on the employer that is going to receive it. You just don't send random general application to everybody and anybody. You need to customize them and make sure they fit perfectly to the type of position you're applying to or the type of company you're applying to. So make sure you spend enough time on writing your CV and your letter of motivation. Definitely review it a million times. Print it out, because myself, when I print things out, I see problems with the grammar, the structure, the design that I don't actually see when I'm on screen. It's kind of weird, but it's good to print things out. It helps. Also, make sure to give it to at least 2 people to review it for you. Even if you have to pay for this service, it's only going to help you. Pay somebody to review the CV for you. Remember, it's your marketing material and you want to have it nailed. Number 4, and this is the most crucial one, is, and I love this one, I love this tip, is if you're sending a spontaneous candidacy, I would just definitely send it to the highest positioned person in the business. So send it to the CEO, send it to the director of marketing or whatever department you're looking into, but just send it to the leaders. Do not send it to some HR specialist or HR, I don't know, recruiter, whatever. I just don't like going down that road because it's longer and it's unsure. Whereas when you send it to the CEO, he scans through your application. And believe me, if your application is exactly the way I asked you to do it, meaning outstanding, the CEO will definitely forward it to the right person, the person who is in charge of hiring. And that happened to me many times, whereas the person in charge of the hiring would contact me and ask me for an appointment, and I would say yes. And then at the end, they're like, how do you know so-and-so? Like the CEO. And I'm like, I don't know the CEO. I just sent out my application and he or she forwarded to you. Oh, okay, it's all right. I just love it because when they receive an application from their CEO, or their general manager, they know that they have to treat it differently. They pay more attention to it, and you definitely get shortcuts. It's like a total shortcut to sending your application to the general person who receives tons of applications already. But here you're going through a shortcut. But you can only make this shortcut if your application is like, wow. Number 5, once you get in touch with the big boss, you send your application, you need to wait, obviously. Do not call, do not stalk, just wait, because you're offering some value. You want to make sure that they're seeing it. And nowadays, I mean, a few years back, I would have said just make a phone call. But today, everybody's operating with email. I mean, the most effective communication goes through email. So send your application and wait. Number 6 is to prepare for the phone interview and face-to-face interview. So while you're waiting, just don't wait like this. Just prepare your outfit, prepare your thoughts, prepare your mindset. Make sure that you are ready for that phone call or that interview. This is another problem that I see a lot in interviews. People, they come, they have no idea what to say. I mean, just a basic question like, could you please introduce yourself? most people have a hard time introducing themselves, and you need to practice that. I mean, it doesn't mean they don't know how to introduce themselves, but they just haven't practiced enough. So make sure you, I don't know, if you want to take public speaking classes, do that, or even at home, start talking, film yourself, see how it goes, but definitely get ready for when they call you or for when they ask to meet with you. Number 7 is to repeat the process again and adapt. You will again start sending your application, finding other companies, and always adapting and customizing the application. Just please don't send general random apps. It doesn't work. You need to customize it depending on the business and the company and their area of activity, and also your expertise and value that you bring into the business. Remember, you need to always be motivated in interviews and really enthusiastic about the work, and people are looking for positive people, so make sure you go with the right energy, with the right attitude in the job interview. Alright guys, so I hope this video will be helpful. I hope you will get your dream job very soon. Let me know down below what other tips do you have to share with us to get your dream job. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you soon on social media. Take care for now. Bye!